And Weston, I'm going to turn the time back over to you now for session 2 in the advanced. Guys, if you thought the first round was fun, this is where things get really, really exciting. So again, we're going to turn the time over to Weston and let him take us now through the next level of Facebook marketing.
Give me
Weston,
1 sec. 1 sec. I'm going to turn on my camera.
Okay.
All right. Debbie, Jamie, and Robin, thanks for watching. I didn't miss anyone. Did I miss anybody?
Me.
No. And Kevin.
I'm offended.
Thanks, Kevin.
I'm offended, dude. Thank you. It's okay.
Let me share my screen again. Now, I guess I'm going to need some response from whoever's watching right now. How many of you have used Facebook ads before? I guess we'll go first with Debbie. Debbie, have you ever used Facebook ads before?
No.
Okay. Jamie? You're on mute, Jamie. There you go. You're on. You're off. You're good. Oh. Robin?
No.
No? Okay. Well, let me share. You guys, so are you familiar with, and anyone answer at any time, is anybody familiar with Facebook boost posts?
No.
No.
I've heard of them.
Okay, that's usually most people have heard of them. Can everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let me pull up this thing's getting in my way. Let's pull up my presentation. Notice how we used Canva to create that content. I use Canva too for my presentation. You can use Canva for literally anything, and they have really cool presentation templates. Let's see here. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about, in this session, 4 things. Facebook ads, we're going to go through a walkthrough, how to set that up, what's the difference between Facebook ads and a boost post, and how exactly to get running those on your own. The next thing is we're going to be talking about analytics. If you don't know what analytics is, analytics are the numbers that we get back from our Facebook ads that help us understand how our ads are performing and what we might need to do. We're also going to talk about video, how to create awesome video content. Really simple, guys, seriously. And then we're going to talk about the marketing machine, what I call the marketing machine, and a couple things you can do offline, right, in your store or at your business to generate buzz to get people to visit you on Facebook. Because we really want to create a community where once people interact with you and they've done business with you, we want them to keep doing business with you for the rest of their life, and kind of how to do that. Joe, welcome to the meeting. So let's move on. Facebook ads. A lot of you said you don't, a lot of you have said you don't, you haven't ever done Facebook ads. You don't really know what a boost post is. That is totally fine. I'm going to break it down. And it's really, when you get down to it, we're going to be talking about some really basic stuff. Facebook ads have a ton of potential. They have so many different options. Today, we're going to be focusing on the basic things that you can do to really get your business off the ground in terms of Facebook ads, like getting things rolling in the Facebook world with ads. So let me get out of this, and we'll dive right in. So X this guy out. The first thing that you're going to need to do is go to business.facebook.com. Well, actually, let me back up just a minute. Let me back up just a second. You're going to be on your Facebook page, okay? And you're going to scroll down at any of your posts. You've probably got a notification, hey, boost this post because it's performing better than 90% of your other posts, whatever it might be. And you're going to get this cool little blue button called boost. Well, that's boost job. And a little button right here that says boost post. Do not do that. Don't boost it. As much as it might be enticing, because it's going to say you can get so many more likes and so many more shares, boost it. We really want to make sure that you get the most out of your marketing and advertising budget, and boost posts ain't it. It's not going to happen there. That's just because you don't have as many options when you're boosting a post. Now, instead of boosting a post, you're going to do something called use Facebook Ads Manager. To do that, let's go into business.facebook.com. So you're going to go to right here, you're going to type in business.facebook.com. Click enter. Your page won't show up like this. What it'll show up as, it'll look just like a regular home screen, and in the top right, it'll say create account. You're going to click create account, and you're going to type in, it's just going to ask for a little bit of information from your business. It's going to ask for your business name. It's going to ask for your name. It's going to probably ask for a website, email, phone number, that type of stuff. You're going to enter all that in. It's really step by step. And after you've made a business, excuse me, you're going to go, it's going to log you into something that looks like this. Now, you're not going to have as many accounts here, but it's going to log you into a page that looks similar to this. Once you get in here, what you're going to do is you're going to go over here to the left and you're going to click Ads Manager. If it doesn't show here for you, click the little buttons and click Ads Manager. And sometimes for some people, now this is how weird Facebook gets. It's either going to be here, it's going to be at these little dots right here, Ads Manager, or it's going to be in a little button at the bottom that says More Tools. But before we get there, one thing you're going to need to do, I keep forgetting this step. Every time I teach this, I forget this step. First thing you're going to want to do, go down to business settings. It's either here or up here, business settings, or down here, this little wheel. We're just going to click business settings. Once you've created your business, you're going to go over here to the left and you're going to see ad accounts. Now, ad accounts is the accounts for which you need to run an ad, right? It's just an account that Facebook gives you to run an ad. It's not a Facebook profile. It's just an ad account. Once you come in here, you're going to go over here to the top where it says ad. You're going to click here and you're going to click create a new ad account. You're going to add your ad account name, which is just your business. You're going to add your currency and your time zone, which is fine. And you're going to click next. And then it's going to ask you for some payment information where you would enter just a debit card or a credit card from your business. Don't worry, this isn't going to save it anywhere on Facebook. It's not going to get stolen. This is going to be inside of Facebook. And it's really only going to charge you for ads if you run any ads. Now, once you've created your ad account, you're going to go up here to the top left. Well, after you've created your ad account, you're going to go over here to pages. Keep forgetting steps. Go over here to pages and you're going to click add, and then you're going to click add a page. Now, in the previous section of this, where we talked about making a page, chances are a lot of you already have a Facebook business page made. And all you're going to have to do is you're going to type it in here, Weston's. Like we remember we did Weston's Construction in the last segment. I would just type in Weston's Construction and here it is. And I can click add page. Now I don't want to add it in here because I'm going to delete that page later. But you just add it in and that's it. Now, once you've opened up a new ad account and once you've opened up a new page, or not opened up a new page, once you've added your page into Business Manager, now you're all set up to run your first ad. So what you're going to do is from here, you're going to go over here to these 9 dots again. Click those, click Ads Manager, and it's going to bring you into the Ads Manager. So let's go into my ad account. So right now I'm giving you just a little peek into some ads that we've ran this month. Inside of Ads Manager, this is where you're going to be able to create everything, right? This is where you're going to be able to see all your numbers from how your ads are doing, how much you've spent. You're going to be able to look into all kinds of different things. You can break it down into gender, what type of gender is interacting most with your ads, ages, devices that they viewed it on. Really, the information is almost endless on what Facebook gives you back and we'll talk about a little bit later. But let's talk about how to create your first ad. So in order to create your first ad, you need to know there's 3 steps. Step number 1, I guess 3 levels, 3 steps. Number 1 is campaigns. Campaign is just the general overall idea. So kind of think of this in 3 separate parts. First of all, the campaign is just what encircles everything. So for this example, I'm running a video to people who, and the video is just about reviews that businesses have left my company. And so I just named it WBank PE review. That's just how I named it. You can name whatever you want on yours. The next, so in the campaign level, we select what exactly we want to accomplish. What do you want people to do? Do you want them to watch a video? Do you want them to like your post? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want to collect more leads for your business? Whatever your objective is, that's what your campaign is going to be, whatever your objective is. The next is ad sets, where we get into some targeting, who we're running the ads to, what geographic location, gender, what gender we want to target, what ages we want to target, different detailed demographics. We'll get into that in just a second. And then the last part is ads. And this is where you put in the graphic or the video along with the text that goes along with the ad. So let's go ahead and start and create an ad. So once you get to your ad account, go to this green button on the left and click create. Now, like I said, the campaign is really whatever your objective is. Okay, so like I said, what's your objective as a business on Facebook? Click it here. What do you want to do? Engagement is getting more likes, shares, and comments, getting people to engage with your brand. That's what we're going to be working on today. Do you want more people to watch your video? Do you want more leads? Do you want people to message your business? Do you want them to take a specific action on your website? Whatever it is, like I said, it's here. So for today, we're just going to do engagement. And if you don't know what any of these mean, just hover over the little I and it'll tell you what it means. So we're going to be working with engagement today. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to click engagement. I'm going to scroll down. We're just going to do post engagements. We're going to click continue. And this is going to open up the campaign. Okay. And that's what this is here. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give my campaign a name. For this, I'm just going to put example. Okay. Something you have to understand. If you are selling, let's talk about special ad categories for just a minute. Facebook has a lot of rules when it comes to advertising. And I invite you, before you run any ads on Facebook, please take a look at the Facebook ad policy. You do not want to get your ad account disabled. You do not. Once you get your ad account disabled, it's basically final. You'll never be able to advertise on Facebook again. Now there are loopholes and things, but it's really good. Toe the line, follow the rules, follow their policy as closely as possible. First thing you need to ask yourself, does the ad that I'm running fall under anything under this one of the special ad categories? Is it related to credit, like an auto loan or financing? Is it related to employment or education? Is it related to housing? Am I a real estate agent? Am I selling a house? Is it related to social issues or politics? If it does, make sure you click one of these special categories. If you don't, your ad will get rejected. Now, after we've named our campaign and if you're really in a general thing, if you're in a general, for example, Robin, can you give me what business are you in?
I'm actually with a nonprofit that supports the library, so it's a little different for us.
Okay. Debbie, what do you do?
My husband runs restaurants and I don't understand Facebook, so I'm just trying to figure it out.
He's a restaurant? Okay, Jamie, what do you do?
Yeah.
See if Jamie can join us here. Joe, what's your business? Can't hear you if you're talking. Sorry. I'd really like to hear any time. Answer. Okay, so Debbie, we'll take your example for restaurants. You wouldn't have any problem with any special ad categories. You're a restaurant, right? Let's set this up like a restaurant then, Debbie. We'll walk this through for you for a restaurant, okay? So we've selected our objective. We're scrolling down. Don't worry about any of this campaign budget optimization. That's kind of a little bit more, what you call it, advanced stuff. We don't need to know anything with that right now. Click next. The next thing, like I said, so we've selected our objective. The next thing we're going to be getting into is targeting options, and that's what's called an ad set. That's who we're going to show the ad to. And so, Debbie, where do you live? Globe?
Yes.
Okay, so we'd probably want to target people in Globe for your restaurant. Is that pretty accurate?
Yes.
Okay, so I would just name my ad set whatever I would want to do, whatever it would be. So I just put Globe, example. The next thing you can do is select your budget. You have two options here. You have a lifetime budget, which means I'm going to give Facebook a certain amount of money and I want them to run the ad until that money's gone. Or you have a daily budget. I prefer a daily budget because it gives you more control over how much you're spending every single day. Okay. And it really kind of cinches down on your budget. So we're just going to leave this alone. We'll just put $11. You can manipulate it to whatever you want to spend. Scroll down. This is where we're going to get into the audience. Okay. Now you can do lots of different things with custom audiences and saved audiences and all that crazy stuff. Today, we're going to be really simple. We're just going to talk about some different targeting options that you have. The first thing is by location. Now, Debbie, you run a restaurant. What's the restaurant called?
Bravo.
Bravo?
Correct.
Delicious. Okay. So Bravo is going to run an ad to Globe, Arizona. So for this one, we're just going to select, we're going to type in, we're going to click over here with the search icon. We're going to type in Globe. There it is, Globe, Arizona, United States. And it brings us with a radius of how far we want to run this ad. Now you can target the entire United States. You can target zip codes. You can target wherever in the world that you want to. You can even drop a pin in the middle of the forest, in the middle of the wilderness, and target the people who live there. You can also manipulate this radius of how many people, what you're targeting. So say, you know what, Globe's really only, this area. Let's cinch that down just a little bit. We can do that, right? And as we do this, as we manipulate, different areas, on the right-hand side, Facebook's going to give us how many people they think are in that area with a Facebook account. So potentially we could reach 13,000 people with that type of a radius. If we made it bigger, it would change, right? 35,000 people. Now, as we scroll down, we'll just keep this as an example for Debbie. We're going to be targeting people in Globe, Arizona. Let's move that down just a hair. That's great. Maybe we're trying to get some people when they come out of town and stuff like that. The next thing that we can do is we can target according to age. So say Debbie's restaurant, really her main demographic of people that come in are, 25 years age and older. So we'd, go down here to 25 years old. Anybody between the ages of 25 and 65 and older. So basically 25 on up, we want to target. Or really maybe Debbie says, well, people who are 25, but they're really not any older than, 60 years old. Those are my biggest spenders. I can target between the ages of 25 and 60. We can do it that way, right? And so we'll just leave it at that. Say that's the example. The next thing that we can do is target according to gender, all men or women. Now, let me note, we're not trying to, we're not trying to exclude anybody from the opportunity of buying our product or service, because chances are you want everybody who's interested, right? The only thing is the advantage to doing, men or women is by targeting people who are most likely to buy. For example, if Debbie also was kind of a soups and salad type of a restaurant, I'll be honest, a lot of men probably won't eat there, right? So maybe we just target women, or maybe Debbie was a steakhouse and it was just, men who are 35 to 45 years old, and those are her big money spenders or her most reliable clients. We can really go in and cinch that audience down. That way we're targeting people who are most likely to buy from us, right? The next thing that we can do is target according to demographic interests or behaviors. This is where Facebook has a really staggering amount of information from its users. We can target everything. So if I want to target somebody interested in food, see if that'll pull something up. Food, fast food, organic food, seafood. All right, say I'm a seafood restaurant. I can target people who are interested in seafood. Really anything, local food, Maybe there's a restaurant who Debbie is she's similar to. Maybe she's a steakhouse in town, and she wants to target people who are interested in other steakhouses like Texas Roadhouse. She can do that, right? Because if someone showed interest in a big, restaurant chain like Texas Roadhouse, and she's a steakhouse, well, you know what? I'd like to target those people too, and you can do that. For this example, we're not going to put any targeting down. Something that is kind of a good idea, if you're a business in a small town, and your small town is probably, I would say 50,000 people or less, I really wouldn't do much with the detailed targeting. I'd really try to keep my audience as broad as possible. As you start shrinking your audience smaller and smaller and smaller, your ad costs are going to go up. And so what I like to do is keep my audience broad and then let Facebook do the work. What's really cool is once people start clicking on your ad, once they start interacting with it, Facebook then takes that data and says, oh, so-and-so clicked on this ad. And how do I explain this? I'm so sorry. Facebook can look at who was clicking on your ad and start showing it to people similar to them. So their algorithm gets smart and it learns who's most likely to click on your ad or be interested and only show it to those people. And so a lot of the time I don't go into doing all of this targeting or anything like that, especially in small towns. I keep it broad and I let Facebook work its magic. Scrolling down, you can target according to languages. If say you wanted to put an ad out in Spanish, that'd be great. You can do that as well. Placements, don't worry about that. Click automatic placements. That's also letting Facebook just kind of work its magic. And once we've dialed in our targeting to where we want it to be and we've set our budget, we're going to click next again. And now we're going to create an ad. Now this is where we create the actual ad that people are going to see on their phones on Facebook. First thing we're going to do, we're going to name it Debbie's Restaurant. Wait, what was it called, Debbie? I'm sorry.
Bravo.
Bravos. And maybe, we're doing a special offer and it's like Bravos 10% off an entree or something like that. You know what I mean? And we can name it according to that. We want to make sure we name our ads the right way. That way, whenever we go back, we know exactly which ads are doing what, because we're going to be talking about analytics here in just a second. I hope this is really making sense. It can get confusing. The next thing we want to do is we want to make sure that we've got the right Facebook page selected here. Now, if you click Facebook page here, drop down, and you've only got one Facebook page, it's the only one that'll show up. I've got probably over 100 in here. We'll just use my business as an example, but make sure that your business is the name Bravos or whatever it might be, Debbie. Or Robin or Joe or Jamie, whatever it might be, that it's listed right here. The next thing that you're going to do for this example, I'm just going to click create ad, is we're going to start building this ad, right? We're going to build it. I'm going to give you guys a couple of tips. The first one is Facebook, when building the ad, lets us test a ton of stuff. Now, while you're building this ad, a lot of times with traditional marketing, what you used to do is you used to put out an ad on the paper or on the radio or on a billboard, and you only got that one ad out there, and you kind of was a shot in the dark and you hoped that ad worked. With this, what we can do is we can put a whole lot of combinations together. We can put, 5 or 6, or I think it's up to 10 different types of graphics or videos in here. We can put 5 different text options, 5 different headlines, 5 different calls to action, and get a whole, hundreds of different combinations of ads. Send that out to our audience. And then once we've ran that ad for, a week, we can then look at the data and figure out which combination works best, which text works the best with the headline, which video or graphic is working better than others. And what I mean by working better is which one gets us the best result, the most people, for this example, most people engaged for the lowest cost. And that's really, really, really where your ad budget begins to be squeezed for all it's worth. You're getting really the best bang for your buck because you're trying every possible option and combination and getting that data back, which is another reason why I love Facebook ads. So let's I'm going to create an ad for Debbie real quick. I'm going to go right over here where we were in Canva. I'm going to go to, let's do this real quick. Restaurant. They don't have a restaurant template. Let's just click this one again. We already used this example, but I like this. Let's do restaurant. Okay. Let's do, I like this. This guy's kind of cool. Get 10% off. Bravos. Get 10% off. I'm just going to put this right here. Let's make this a little bit bigger. And like, this is just an example. I'm just kind of throwing this together right on the fly. Download this guy. And now let's go back over to our ads manager. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to add our picture or our video. I will tell you right now, most times videos with local people in your area are always going to outperform any other type of ad. So if you can get a video with a local face in a small town, you're going to do really well. So just putting that out there. For this example, we don't have that. We're just going to add an image. We are going to look up and upload an image. There's the image we made. Open. Okay. Click next. Click done. And it's going to upload that into here. And you'll see that in just a second. There it is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to write some text for our ad. So I'm going to write something right now. Get 10% off an entree. I think I spelled entree right. Deb, you can correct me. Entree at Bravos. Click the link below to get this special offer. Bam, just like that. Next, and what I mean by adding different options and stuff like this, I can add a secondary option all the way up to 5 different options here. Really what these would be is different types of text. You'd be really surprised the way that you write something on an ad gets you really different results. Really, really, really different results. And so I would encourage you to add 4 or 5 different text options when you're writing this. Now, just as a rule of thumb, make sure that you can write whatever you want, but make sure that in the ad, customers know exactly what to do. For this example, I'm telling them to click the link below to get the offer, right? The next thing that I can do, in this example, there's no headline yet, but something else that I can do that in other ads, there are headlines, which would pop up here with a link. Let's see if it'll give me one on this guy. Example.com. So you would put, oh, that's not it. We'll put my business. Call to action is invalid. I think that's wrong. Sometimes you get dumb things like this. There we go. So once you've written your text, you've added some options, you've put wherever you want your customer to go, like a website or a landing page. Maybe you want them to, maybe you won't want to send them anywhere. Maybe it just says, hey, come into and mention this ad to get this special offer. But make sure that there is an action for that customer to take, right? Put in your website URL, click a call to action. One of these different calls to actions, depending on your objective, there will be a lot more to choose from than just this. We can scroll down. And once you've done all of this, you can see here's your ad right here on the right side. You can see different placements. Let's see, here's one in here's one of my Instagram feed. I think that's the one. No, that's not the one. There's Instagram right there. There it is on Instagram. So keep in mind too, as you're running these ads on Facebook, if you have an Instagram account that's already linked, it's also going to be running it on Instagram, just as a heads up. So once you've put all this together, you've done your text, your photo, your URL, your call to action, everything. You can go down here to the bottom and click publish. And once you do that, it's going to be going into a review process, and it'll probably take, if it's your first one, probably take a few hours for Facebook to review it. And then once it's reviewed, it'll go and it's accepted, it'll go active. Let's go ahead and delete this guy because I don't want him in here. And we'll talk about some questions a little bit later. So there it is, guys. That's how you create your very first ad. It's probably going to take some going back and watching this video again to kind of get it down. Now let's kind of transition and talk about analytics. Let's talk about, what do we mean by we can put out all this information, or we can put out all these ads and get this information back from Facebook. And here's what we mean. So we'll just take these two ads, for example. Once we run the ads, I can go into my ad account, and after this ad's been running for a few days, right, I start to get some results back. So for this example, I'm looking from February 1st to February 26th. I've been running this ad for the last 26 days. I've gotten some results back. I have 15,216 post engagements. I reached 8,844 people, and I've had 37,000 impressions. Now, what this number means, your result is whatever you're going after. Are you wanting clicks to your website? The result would be link clicks. For me, we wanted to get post engagements, which means we wanted people to watch our video. We wanted people to click the link. We wanted people to like or share or comment or follow us in some way. We just wanted them to engage with our business. It wasn't anything crazy. And this is how many engagements we got. We got 15,000 of those. We got 15,000 of those engagements at this cost right here. So each one of those engagements only costed us a cent. That's it. Now, when we talked about how Facebook ads are extremely cheap, this is what we mean. When we do things the right way, ads start getting cheaper and cheaper, and your ad budget starts to really stretch. Okay, now let's act like we ran a couple of different ads, and we'll take these two ads for an example. Let's say we ran this ad here, WBNKPE, and this review one at the same time. And we wanted to see, we ran them both, for 26 days, and we kind of wanted to get some information back and figure out which ad was working the best. Well, okay, we go over here. Let's go to, I can't remember what day we ran this guy on. I want to get some really good information. Anyways, we'd go into our ad account and we'd start comparing the results. And what I like to do is I just like to go not strictly off of, but one of the biggest indicators of how my ads are performing are cost per result. And I guess these aren't going to be very good to compare because this one wasn't ran as long as this one was. But something that you can go in and look at is cost per result. And we can say, okay, well, this ad was running, we ran it to the same audience, we ran it to the same thing. The only thing that we changed was, I guess let me back up just a second. Let me find a better example than this. Let's see here. I'm sorry if this is being confusing. Let me try and back up. I want to get a better example for you guys. Okay, here's a better example. So inside of this campaign right here, which was getting those engagements, I can click into my ad sets and I can show you we're running one ad to here in the Gila Valley, we're running the other ad to Show Low, right? And something that I can do is I can go in and see which ad is performing better. So, man, I ran this ad to Show Low, and I just lost my train of thought again. I'm so sorry, guys. So running ads to two different places, I can figure out which one performed better based on the different cost per results, right? So running this ad to the Gila Valley, I got 8,000 post engagements. Running this one to Show Low, I got 6,000 post engagements. They both cost me about the same, which was 1 cent. Now, say that this ad right here to the Gila Valley cost me 5 cents per post engagement, but the one in Show Low only cost me 1 cent or 2 cents. Well, obviously, the one in Show Low is getting me a cheaper cost per engagement. I'm getting a cheaper result, right? And I'm getting better results with the Show Low one. Maybe I need to go ahead and turn off the Gila Valley one and funnel my budget into the Show Low one. And that's kind of where you can go in and take a look at different types of analytics. Now, it's giving you all kinds of stuff, right? Reach, impressions. Impressions, really what that means is how many people, this reach right here is all unique. Reach meaning 5,982 people were reached. That's each individual person. But each one of those people saw the ad roughly about probably 4.5 times each on average. And the same thing here with this one, 2,884 people saw the ad individually, but there was 13,000 impressions, meaning that each person on this one saw the ad probably, let's see, what's the math on that guy? If it gives me a frequency. What would that be? 2,000. They saw the ad probably 6 times, 6.5 times or so. And you can begin to take and look at this data and figure out which ads are running better than others, and then turn off the ads that aren't working, and then funnel your budget into the ads that actually are producing results. That way, like I said, in the beginning with traditional advertising, you'd throw an ad out there and you'd pray that it generated leads or buzz for your business and people came in. With this, you can go in here, spend your money, get actual numbers back, and figure out which ones work better, and then spend your money on the ones that work the best instead of spending money on things that aren't efficient, on things that aren't working. Now, that's kind of the analytics side of the ads. Let's go into the analytics side of your page. If you're not ready to run ads right now, that's totally fine. We're going to go into running things for your page, seeing some different insights. So just going into, let's go for an example on a business that I do right now. It's a restaurant, so that Debbie has a good example. Go to Meg's Place. Meg's Place is a restaurant here in town that we do stuff for on their page. If you want to see the insights for your page, go right over here on the left-hand column and click Insights. And this is going to give you some awesome information from your posts. Let's let this load. So you can see how many page views you've gotten in the last 7 days. You can change this from 7 days to 28 days. This is giving us numbers for the last 7 days. So we've generated, 297 total page views just from our organic content. We've reached 5,498 people just from our organic content. We've got 1,038 post engagement just from our organic content, 4,000 video views. You can go in here and just get a general idea of everything that's going on. Now, this is kind of like a bird's eye view of what's going on. But if you want to, here's what I would suggest that you do. Instead of going to Insights, go over here on the left-hand side to Publishing Tools. And go over here to Publish Posts. And it'll bring up a page that looks just like this. And with this, you can find out which ads or which posts that you put on your page might perform really well as ads. This is a really good place to understand what are your customers and your audience who are following your page. What are they interacting with? And maybe I should make more content like that. So for an example, let's pull up one that didn't do so well. Okay, right here. So we did this little post right here for Taco Tuesday, right? It got 347 people reached and only 8 post engagements. Just a little GIF. It was like a little moving picture. 347 people reached, 8 post engagements. Not all that great, right? We put it out there. But later on down the road, we did a post of one of the ladies that works there. Her name's Meg. She's actually the person who the place is named after. We did a post of her in it, and instead of getting only 347 people reached, this one got 1,166 people reached. It got 136 post engagements instead of just 8 post engagements. And so I can begin to compare different types of posts and make decisions in my business off of those posts. So maybe, you know what, maybe I need to do less. Maybe I need to do less little stock images on posting on the page, and really focus on posting more pictures of actual people who are known in the community. And as I do that, I'm going to get more post engagements. I'm going to get more people reached. I'm going to get a better bang for my buck. Also, what we can do here is say a particular post like this one performed better than really any of the other ones recently, or this video here that we put out performed a lot better than any of the other things recently. I can say, you know what? Oh man, that worked really good organically. Maybe I should put that out as an ad. I mean, if it was loved by my followers, it'd probably be loved by everybody else. And that's a really good baseline to go off of to find ideas for running ads. Okay. Now, I hope all of that made sense. Facebook ads really give us, and Facebook in general really gives us a lot of good data, a lot of good information to make smart decisions for your business. It's not a shot in the dark, guys. There's actual numbers associated with all of this so that you can go through and make the best decisions for your business. Now, let's switch gears a little bit. Let's go into creating video. Video is probably the most hesitant thing whenever I talk to businesses and work with different businesses. Video is probably the thing that is the most hesitant to be done by business owners. They do not want to be on video, and that's totally normal. I don't want to be on video either. I think it's awkward, and it's really awkward for anybody. And another thing is I think they need to have this perfect, amazing, beautiful setup in studio where they can create amazing video. Now that does help, but you really don't need anything fancy. All you need is your cell phone. That's all you need in order to be successful with video. Think about it. Most of the video that you consume on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok is really all made with a smartphone. Not really anything special. So don't worry about being perfect. That's another thing that we need to talk about. You're gonna mess up. The first time I ever did a video, I remember I took it 37 times. And I thought I had to have a perfect, I have to have a perfect script, and I had to have perfect lighting, and I had to hold the phone just perfectly right, or else it wasn't a good take and I needed to start it all over. And I ended up wasting a lot of time. So you're gonna mess up. It's not a big deal. If you say or you stutter, it's authentic, right? It's really how you talk in real life. Notice during this whole presentation, I've stumbled and stuttered and lost my train of thought so many times. But that's okay. We're human, right? We do that all the time. There's the era of TV commercial where everything is scripted and played out and perfect. That era is gone. And now today, people more than ever before want to see real, organic, native content is what we call it. They want to see real life stuff. So if you mess up, do not worry. The last part, it's gonna be awkward. It's really going to be awkward the first couple times you take a video, but I promise you, like I said, videos outperform all other posts. Videos with real faces and real people from places like, for example, local people in Globe always outperform any other type of posts. So I'd really encourage you to get in and start creating video. One thing also that you're going to be getting with this training is in the resources that Kevin is distributing is going to be the video success formula. And what it does is it gives you an outline of what pieces should be in your video. and really gives you kind of like the steps to take to creating a great looking video. As you follow those steps, remember, you don't need anything more than your phone. You can set your phone up anywhere. You can take a selfie. You can do whatever you want. You don't need a fancy microphone like I have here. You can really, you can get these pretty cheap on Amazon, and just to have some good audio. And so you don't need fancy equipment. You just need your phone. You just need your phone and a good idea. We talked about ideas earlier. And really, that is it. It's going to be awkward. You're going to mess up, but do not worry. The last thing I wanted to hit on real quick before we depart is thinking outside the box. There's a lot of things that we need to be doing in order to drive traffic to our online presence on Facebook, on social media. So think constantly. For example, Debbie, you're in the restaurant industry. Think about some creative ways. You have people coming into your restaurant every single day, hundreds of people coming through your door, thousands of people coming through your door every week. And if we can get those people who already interact with us offline to then interact with us online, that is awesome. So get creative, figure out, can I give away a free small drink if they follow us on Facebook, if they follow us on Instagram. I think that's a really great trade if you could do something like that. Is there anything that I can do in my store? Put up a sign with the QR code on it, or you know what I mean? You guys were all here during the first session, the QR code that Facebook provides. Is there a sign that I can put my QR code on that makes it easy for my followers to follow us on Facebook? And also, what benefits do they have for following us on Facebook? Do they get special offers? Do they get special pricing? Different stuff like that. Just for following us on Facebook, we really want to incentivize creating an online community. The next thing is giveaways. Giveaways are a really great way to drive traffic to your Facebook page, getting people to follow you, and on Instagram as well. So start thinking outside the box. What are some fun giveaways or fun events that you can hold to really generate some buzz and get people to follow you? And as always, one of the best ways to get people to look you up online, on social media, on Facebook, is to create an amazing customer experience, right? And to me, what that means is letting them have such a great experience that they want to tell their friends. They want to tell the story of your business. And where are they going to go to tell that story? Most likely on social media. And so give them an amazing customer experience. Give them a story to tell. So that's all I have for today. Thank you. I know that was a lot of information. I tried to blow through it as fast as I could. There's probably hours more that we could have spent and on this topic, and maybe some better examples we could have dove into with analytics. If you have questions about that, I know we kind of we're short on time for explaining analytics and the numbers and metrics behind Facebook. Please reach out to me if you have questions. I'd love to break it down for you and help you out. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Weston, thanks tons. Does anybody have any questions? We've still got about 10 minutes or so. If you guys have any questions or maybe a little bit more depth in any of those areas, we'd be happy to take maybe some of those questions or have any more conversation that you'd like.
Is there a way to target your audience when you're just doing posts as opposed to the ads? Like,
Right. So on your Facebook page?
yeah.
There's not.
Okay.
No. You'd have to run an ad for that.
Okay.
Why do you ask, I guess? Is there a specific thing you want to try and accomplish? Maybe there's another way to go about it.
No, I guess. Well, I'm thinking of when I share posts from the nonprofit that I'm involved with. When I share those on my Facebook page, I know that people all over the country, actually all over the world, are seeing that, and it really only applies to people in Globe.
Okay.
So, and I don't know. I think the people who follow the Friends Facebook page are all local.
Okay.
Just when I share personally.
Oh, because you have friends from all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. No, there's not. There's not any way. You just have to. The page is really. It's whoever follows is gonna be the one seeing that content. So
Okay.
Anybody else?
I do have a question about the hashtags. Can you explain that to me, please?
so
Great.
No, that's fine.
question, Debbie.
That's
This is always
fine.
a great conversation.
hashtags are for more important on Instagram than on Facebook. Facebook hashtags are cool and all, but Instagram is really where hashtags are coming in handy. What do you want to know specifically? How many you should use? What you should use?
No, I just see that my husband will post things and some of his employees will say, make sure you add hashtags. And I can never understand why that is, why he's posting, he'll put a post out for Facebook with hashtags.
Oh, Facebook, it's really not that big of a deal. Instagram, you definitely want to add hashtags. Hashtags are a way for people to find you. So, if I'm on Instagram and I have a picture of myself hiking, or say, I guess, Debbie, you're in the restaurant industry. I'll take that as an example. I'm on Instagram and I post a really cool picture of a taco and it's delicious looking. And I put hashtag Taco Tuesday. Well, there are thousands of people, maybe even millions of people every Tuesday, probably searching that hashtag on exploring that hashtag on Instagram. And so as when they search that hashtag or explore that hashtag, when you add that hashtag on your post, I'm saying hashtag like a million times, your post will show up in the discovery feed for that. Now, Facebook's not a big deal. I wouldn't focus heavily on hashtags on Facebook, but Instagram definitely.
Thank you. I'll let him know.
All right. Anybody else? Great question, by the way. Hashtags are one that probably one of the most misunderstood. How do I use it? Both from a again, a searchable term, but also used in sometimes in a humorous, snarky way. And I think that's what adds a lot of the confusion to hashtags, is that it's used so it's not real consistent in its usage, I guess I should say. So, all right. Well, again, everybody, thanks for joining us so much. I hopefully this last 2 hours for you have been beneficial. Again, our huge thank you to Weston for coming and doing this with us. Again, you should all have a lot of his contact information. The email with all the resources has been sent out to you. That should be in your email boxes. If you have any questions, if you need more information, I know Weston gave his contact information before at the end of the last session. Weston, I don't know if you want to post that up there again. Perfect.
Bam.
Again, just a little shout out there. Make sure to follow him on Facebook and Instagram. He posts so much free content for you to utilize. So make sure that you're following him on his WBNK Media at Facebook and Instagram pages. Make sure to join the group, the Social Media Tips for Small Businesses. He is constantly putting free content out there for you to utilize. Again, contact him. Feel free to reach out to us here if there's anything more that we can do for you on this end. And again, thank you for joining us in this inaugural Globe Miami Chamber of Commerce webinar. We look forward to seeing you back again next month. I can't remember what our topic is next month, but look forward for your emails from Tiana coming out probably in the next 2 to 3 weeks as we prepare for that. We look forward to continuing to work with you. And again, thank you for joining us today. Everybody enjoy the rest of your Friday and enjoy a safe and warm weekend, we hope. Take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.